Who doesn't love a good battle royale? The plays, the tension, the ring slightly singeing your back as you try and make your way to the next zone. It really has carved a new genre within gaming. And with the launch of Apex Legends, there's never been a better reason to see what all the fuss is about. For those who are looking to become Apex champions themselves, here are a few tips you can use to get ahead on Apex Legends. Apex Legends is a fantastic stylized battle royale that has a strong focus on teamwork. Not I'm saying you couldn't be the Lone Ranger of the 3-player team, of course you can, I believe in you. But you'll really get an enhanced experience with a group that can talk strategy and synergize character abilities. Apex Legends isn't just called that for no reason. It contains legends that have unique abilities and ultimates which you can use to either go invisible, create a zip line for your squad, and even call in a drop with hefty defensive kit in it.
Thank you.
This is another aspect that sets Apex Legends apart from other battle royales on the scene. Loot and pickups are only part of your overall gear and plan of attack, as the characters themselves take center stage. Learn what characters do and then experiment with combining different abilities at the same time. Maybe during a difficult situation you can call in Lifeline's crate and then use Gibraltar's protection bubble. Or for an aggressive move, try Bangalore's smoke grenade with Bloodhound's Beast of the Hunt to scout through the fog. If you don't have any friends online, you'll be playing with random people on your team, which tends to lead to less communication. But instead of keeping your fingers crossed that this person will understand your randomly chosen emotes and hope they'll realize the enemy sniper is shooting at their face, there is another option. In Apex Legends, you can easily ping specific indicators on the screen to point out potential enemy positions via RB, R1 or middle mouse wheel depending on your platform. The ping system is one of the best tools at your disposal. You can use it to show your team where to go next, potential flanking positions, enemy last seen spots, and to even highlight ammo, weapons, and equipment. Not only will this come up on screen, but you'll also give off an audio cue.
Hold tight, I'm gonna defend this area.
No more desperately trying to provide coordinates for that helmet that is right over there. How can you not see it? You're literally standing on it. Look down, Jim, look down! Holding down the button for ping will bring up a wheel of choices if you want something different to the automated response. For example, when you suspect an enemy of being in a building, you can ping that location as having an enemy in it so your team knows to be cautious.
We're not the first ones there. Tango spotted.
If, unlike me, your favourite pastime in battle royales is to spawn in with a dream of victory and high fives from your team, only to die within the first minute after being chased unarmed by a man with a shotgun, then Apex Legends may be able to help. If your teammate gets to your loot crate within 90 seconds, they can grab your banner which contains your respawn card. With this, your team can head to one of the various spawn beacons around the map and bring you right back into the fight. No more backseat gaming or excessively long toilet breaks for me. I mean you. But this comes at a price. The respawn ship is very large and loud, making it an instant point of interest for enemies, and you spawn without any gear you may have acquired before your demise. The number of beacons available also decreases as the zone shrinks, making late game revives very risky, meaning sometimes respawning your bestie might not be the best choice. This is very much a team game, so use your compass! The amount of times I've played and my teammate or myself have been shot at, and instead of saying shots from 247, said, I'm being shot, I'm bleeding everywhere, Jim, tell my mother I love her, is ridiculous and ultimately unhelpful.
I'm getting shot at.
The compass is great for pointing out where to go and where the enemy might be. If you tend to get shot at without knowing where from, try to have a quick look at the compass when you can during the game. That way if you're suddenly shot at from say your left or right, but didn't get time to look at and leave a ping, you'll at least be able to estimate via the numbers on the compass.
I'm down. I think someone's targeting me.
Getting from A to B as fast as possible is hugely important for those who want to loot like crazy. Keep the zone at arm's length and stay out of trouble, and there are plenty of environmental tools that can help. Jump towers can be scaled for a quick redeploy, which is perfect for a speedy exit, if not slightly noticeable for anyone looking up. Zip lines can also be used to move quickly from place to place and are usually found in built-up areas of the map. You can even defy gravity and travel at vertical angles, which is where they really come in handy. Use Pathfinder's ultimate ability Zipline Gun to fire out a zip wire so you can get around in an instant. No longer will that mountain stand in your way.
Ready to fly on a zipline. I am.
Just like your hair, the combat is slick, eye-catching and very, very nice. Anyone who played Titanfall will feel right at home straight away, and those coming in fresh will get a really satisfying FPS experience. Gunfights can be cool yet frantic when there are bullets, abilities and ultimates flying all over the place. But there are some important little details that will help you up your game.
They spotted me. Going running.
Hit markers on enemies show the amount of damage you cause in a particular colour. This colour indicates the level of shield your opponent has, so you know how much of a beating they're going to take. As you continuously damage them, you'll see their shields deplete and eventually the numbers turn red, indicating you are now dealing direct health damage. You can change how the damage numbers are displayed in the settings menu. If you go to gameplay and then damage numbers, you can choose between stacking, which will show the combined numbers of all recent damage, floating, which shows one individual number for each bullet or explosion, and both, which is everything I've just mentioned. You can also just turn it all off to give a clearer view of what you're doing. It's all preference.
Reloading. I took an enemy's life.
Once you've dealt enough damage, they will be downed. This gives you an opportunity to finish them off, or even do your unique legend finisher. That's gonna sting. You'll notice that once you finish the baddie off, the colour of the loot crate will indicate the level of gear they have. So keep an eye on this to see if it's worth looting your kills or staying in cover. There are 3 types of ordnance at present, which also gives you new opportunities for attack. Frag grenades, thermite grenades, and arc stars. Frags, of course, go boom and explode, and whilst possibly the least impactful, are great for flushing enemies out of cover. Thermite has a horizontal spread that causes major problems for enemies in confined spaces, and arc stars can stun and damage enemies from a surprisingly long distance, making it a hugely useful tool for opening engagements. If you have more than one type of ordnance, you can choose between them by holding down right on the D-pad to bring up an ordnance wheel. Apex is a game that rewards the little things. Little things that often get overlooked, but ones that, come your first win, you'll be thankful you remembered. Speed looting is made easier by the transition of attachments between weapons. If you have a weapon already full of attachments and want to swap it out, all compatible attachments will transfer straight to your new weapon, whilst the others will land on the floor. While you often find more ammo than you'll know what to do with, it can be hard at first to know what you need more and less of. The gun banner in the bottom right of the screen indicates the ammo type for your equipped weapon. Long-range weapons such as the longbow don't necessarily need as much as the hemlock, for example. An easy way to avoid this problem altogether can be to pick up a short and long-range option that both use the same ammo, meaning you only need to focus on collecting one kind.
First blood on the enemy. Enemy down.
Just like what your mum said to you after that race, last is most important, so listen to this. Make sure to pick up knockdown shields. If you're in a gunfight and get downed in a position that may result in your death, you will get a chance to pop your knockdown shield, which will soak up a little more damage, giving your teammates time to beat the enemy group and then pick you up. And guess what? You're a good person. And also, if you have a legendary knockdown shield, you can use it to automatically revive without any assistance from your team. So those were just a few tips for Apex Legends. Remember, if you've got any tips, leave them in the comment section, subscribe and ding that bell for notifications for when we release videos. See you soon.